Okay, we've got to talk about Skinwalker Ranch. That's right, we've got a new episode of The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch to talk about, episode 2 of season 5. I can't believe we're up to 5 seasons already. So let's talk about it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Okay, just getting right into it. This is more of a breakdown and a slight review of the episode. We start off going back to last season, see that the UFO that enters the Mesa on one side and pops out on the other. Did it go through a portal? Did it go through a tunnel of some sort? Did it go through the solid rock? Is it a true transmedium craft in that way? I mean, we've heard of things that can go from air to sea, but can they actually go through solid rock? I think they might be able to. I've had 2 UFO sightings. One of them I almost don't count because it was so quick. It was my first sighting. It was blink and you miss it, and it was gone. I was just driving down the road at night, and all of a sudden a small luminous white object shoots off into the side of the road, a couple hundred feet off the road, and vanishes into the solid ground. And it was just so fast. Again, blink and you miss it. It was, a fraction of a second. I almost don't count that as a sighting. If it was a sighting, and I think it was accidental. The second one, my Jesus Ayahuasca UFO, was clearly an intentional event that was meant for me and possibly only me to see. But that one, that was seemingly an accidental sighting. It was kind of like, have you ever seen wartime footage where you see soldiers firing guns, and for one single frame you can see the bullet? Well, that's kind of how quick it was, and how random it was, and how accidental seeming it was. But this thing just went right into the solid ground on the side of the road. So was there a concealed opening there? Some hologram type stuff concealing an entrance there? Or did it go into the solid rock? So I think they can go into the solid rock. Either that, or they have holograms, in places that make it look like they're going into solid rock. Mike Herrera talked about a very similar instance that he was aware of. But okay, getting back to Skinwalker Ranch. So they go back, they talk about the UFO that goes into the Mesa on one side and pops out on the other, going in the general direction of the triangle, one of their anomalous zones. And Travis proposes an experiment. Shockingly, no rockets were involved in this experiment. I mean, how can you have an experiment without a rocket, Travis? Come on. You're letting me down, man. You're letting me down. But yeah, they're going to bombard the entry point in the Mesa, where the UFO went into the Mesa, with a 1.6 gigahertz frequency, and they want to see if something happens if they go to the exit point where the UFO exited the Mesa, if that signal is receivable, which it shouldn't be. But if there's some sort of tunnel or portal or something like that, maybe that signal can come through. So that's what they do. They start setting up that experiment. Meanwhile, we get the side quest. We get the side plot where we get the brain-eating monster eating birds, eating bird brains. Yeah, well, okay. So there's 2 dead birds. They get a biologist. His name is Ben out to investigate these 2 dead birds who don't seem to be decomposing like they should. Now, this is common with things like cattle mutilations, where predators won't touch the carcasses generally. And although we will see there may be some exceptions to that. And the predators, the bugs, things just don't cause the decomposition that they should have. And in this case, it doesn't seem like they're cattle mutilations. These are 2 dead birds. But maybe they were killed anomalously. One of them has its brain missing, as if something just crunched through its skull and ate its brain, leaving the rest of the body intact. Really weird. And yeah, the bodies of the birds aren't decomposing like they should. Ben, the biologist, was squeezing one of them, and he says, well, this is a couple weeks old. It should be stiff. It's still squishy. Really weird that these bodies are not decomposing. Again, were these killed anomalously somehow, and that's why they are not decomposing like they should? They also take Ben out to look at a deceased cow, or what is left of the cow. It's been 6 months, and this actually was prone to predation, and there's nothing really left of the cow except some bones, but surprisingly there is still some soft tissue left clinging to the bones, which Ben says is weird. Another weird thing that he finds, because he finds marks of predation on the bones. Which is interesting because sometimes that does not happen with cattle mutilation. So it's unclear what killed this bovine, because we don't know what killed this cow, but we do know that boring through the ribs of one of these ribs of this cow is a weird tooth mark that seems bigger and stranger than it should be. So are we talking about a giant wolf? I love The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, but I've been disappointed they don't get any giant wolves. I want me some werewolf action. I want some skinwalkers. I want some giant wolves. Yeah, I want the ghosty activity. I want the weird stuff that I think of when I think of Skinwalker Ranch depicted on the show, but they don't do a whole lot of that. You get some weird orbs every now and then and some, strange behavior. But if they do have more, paranormal or strange, high strangeness on the ranch, they don't focus on it. They focus more on the nuts and bolts kind of stuff, which to me is disappointing. But hey, maybe Ben will come back later with the results of examining that rib, because he takes the rib with him with the tooth mark in it that goes all the way through the rib. And hopefully he'll come up with something spooky for us. I'm hoping for a giant werewolf type wolf, guys. Okay, but then we go back to the experiment that Travis Taylor and the others, Eric Bard and the others are doing. And even before Travis starts sending the signal, he starts detecting a 1.6 gigahertz communication. He says it looks like a two-way encrypted communication. At this exact time, Eric Bard and his team are sending up a drone, which gets interference. Something is interfering with the drone, so much so that it defaults and it returns to home. Really weird, really weird. And when they're looking at it on their GPS or whatever, there's missing parts to its trajectory, showing exactly where it was interfered with. So Eric and Travis compare notes, and it appears like that signal that Travis was picking up was during the time where that drone was being interfered with. So Travis may have been detecting the interference on the drone itself. And yeah, if you could decode that, decode that signal, you could probably answer some of these questions. Who is doing what? Is that a human doing that? Is it a non-human doing that? Very, very mysterious. Very, very mysterious. But, if it was a human, if it was the control group, if it was the government doing that, I would have expected them to have taken over the ranch long ago. Instead of leaving it in private hands for people to tinker with and study and examine what they're doing, you would expect them to take it over. By hook or by crook, right? Or just buying it outright or seizing it. We talk about eminent domain. Well, the government does have right of eminent domain over real estate. They can just take real estate. So, interesting. But so whatever, they start the experiment where they're going to send the signal into the entry point where the UFO entered the Mesa. And then they're going to monitor the exit point where it exited the Mesa. And they're going to see what happens. So they start their experiment. They do repeat the drone flight. And again, it gets interference right where they discovered the crazy column anomaly from a season or two ago. Yeah, that was one of the coolest things they discovered on the ranch was, it's not visible with the naked eye. It's not a solid column. But from LiDAR or whatever scans they were using, they were detecting this tall column structure this anomalous structure on the ranch near where the stone circles are, the spiral. Very intriguing, very intriguing. So but okay. So about the experiment, when they're sending the signals through the mesa, they do pick up signals through the mesa. They send the signals through the solid rock of the mesa, right where the UFO supposedly entered. And on the other side of the mesa, Eric Bard is receiving the signal and some other stuff as well, apparently. So really intriguing results. Obviously, the signal should not be going through the solid rock of the mesa. So what is allowing that? Is there a portal? Is there a cloaked tunnel of some sort of maybe a more porous rock that the UFOs can pass through more easily? And who knows what's going on there? Who knows? I mean, aliens can, there's multiple reports of gray aliens walking through walls, guys, and they can even take people with them through solid walls. And people have described what that's like going through a solid wall. So yeah, it would not surprise me at all if their ships had that ability as well. Very interesting. So yeah, so they end the experiment and they analyze the data, and of course they get UFOs. They get one that goes right over the mesa. They find another one going what looks like into the mesa near the petroglyphs. Then they find 4 in the air at the same time. All of them apparently not visible to the naked eye. And then they get a final one that's maneuvering over the triangle. So yeah, just a UFO bonanza while they are conducting this experiment. Were the UFOs monitoring their experiment? Were they causing the interference? It's unclear, what those UFOs were up to, but they were definitely there. Anyway, a great experiment from Travis and Eric and the team. I can't wait to see what else they've got in store for us this season. But for goodness sakes, why aren't they digging? I mean, the cliffhanger of last season was them possibly discovering underground structures or tunnels. Maybe an alien base or something. Men in Black base under the mesa. So why aren't they digging to that secret tunnel? What's going on, guys? Dig, guys. Dig. I don't care if you have to rip up the whole damn mesa, get some construction equipment in there and get it done. Get it done. Brandon can afford it. Brandon, I'm sure the History Channel is probably not going to pay for the massive amount of digging that needs to be done, but Brandon could swing it. I have faith in Brandon. He can do this. I'm sure it would cost millions of dollars to do what needs to be done, but if he's motivated, if he's determined enough, he will do it. So dig, Brandon. I want to see me some alien tunnels. Maybe that'll stimulate the giant wolves, right? Will we get that? Will they do some massive, huge scale digging? If they did, obviously that would deface the property. We're talking about something that would probably rip up massive chunks of their property and have major construction equipment in there. And it would be expensive. So, maybe Brandon doesn't have that liquid cash on hand to do that. Or if he is, he's not willing to risk it, Use other people's money, right, guys? Use other people's money. I guess that's the name of the game. But still, the mysteries of the ranch are probably beneath the ranch. And that's where I want to see them go. Failing that, I want to see more shamanistic practices brought to bear, because they've had some really good luck with that before. They used a ritual from a rabbi to open a portal, and they got some results from that that they could detect on their scans. And they also used a Native American ceremony to also interact with the ranch. And again, to great results, showing these 2 UFOs flying into the mesa right when that happened. So amazing results they've had through these more shamanistic or consciousness-based methods. So I would love to see them bring that to bear more, since that has done some good. But either way, whatever they're doing, it's working. They're getting great results. I can't wait to see what they come up with next. So let me know, have you seen the episode? What did you guys think? What do you think about Skinwalker Ranch in general? I love Skinwalker Ranch. It's the real life Twilight Zone, guys. It's amazing. Skinwalker Ranch is the real deal. And without Skinwalker Ranch, we wouldn't be going through this age of UFO disclosure or semi-disclosure, whatever it is we're going through. It all started at Skinwalker Ranch. That's how we got OSAP and ATIP. Without ATIP, we wouldn't have Lou. Without Lou, we wouldn't have the U.A.P. Task Force or David Grush. The Schumer-Rounds Amendment. We actually have a U.A.P. Disclosure Amendment, however neutered, got passed by Congress, and it all started at Skinwalker Ranch. So I love Skinwalker Ranch. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure appreciate it. Smash the like button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, links below. Love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in an even bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below, or by becoming a channel member, because channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much. Also, channel members frequently get to see videos hours before everybody else. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.